Hey guys, what's going on? It is Game Addict here, and today we are going to be going over the patch notes for the patch 2.2.1, which is kind of the first update into Operation Health, which will be going live on June 7th for PC, and it will be going live for consoles on June 20th. Now keep in mind, they do say if things go better, you may see it sooner on console. If things don't really pan out, we're going to be looking at a little bit of a delay. But let's keep things optimistic. We're hopefully going to be seeing this arrive sooner for our console counterparts. So the big update with this patch, for me at least, is one-step matchmaking. This is huge. While maybe something that we should have had at the beginning of the game, the fact that it is finally here, it just makes me so happy. I can't even express how happy I am. What this means for us as players is now when we actually go to search for a match, it's just going to start searching. While we get to stay in the lobby, we get to mess around with our operators, we get to go into the shop, we get to buy things, we get to open alpha packs, we get to equip everything, all while in the background the game is trying to find us players. Whereas before, it sent us into kind of the searching lobby and tried to find us players there, in which a lot of times, if it didn't, it kind of got stuck. It wouldn't find people for you. You would have to reset the queue in order to kind of get out of this funk. And I mean, you may have seen pictures online, people waiting 60 minutes for a game. You know, sometimes it's 5 minutes, it's 10 minutes. We've seen up to 60, so it can be quite a headache when you're just trying to have a little fun. So this is a huge step. I'm super excited for this. I really am so happy that it's finally here. I thought it would never come. So one-step matchmaking. This is our big first thing that we have in Operation Health, and my god is it needed. The second thing is now they have reworked the hitboxes on people. So, you know, we've wanted the hitbox reduction on Blitz for the longest time. His earmuffs were like the bane for any Blitz player. He was so broken, you could not use him. You know, any little shot that just skimmed those earmuffs, boop, you dead. Headshot, bye-bye. So now that they've kind of taken away all of these extra little pieces on our operators, whether it's a pack, a pocket, your headgear, which doesn't include like the top of your head. That's really only towards the headphones, the earmuffs. So they've kind of tightened it up. They're trying to avoid these issues where you're getting shot from your piece of clothing. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense that you would take damage from your holster. So the fact that they've kind of just tightened it up, they're trying to make it a little bit more realistic. It's an awesome little tweak. We are really happy for that, and it's going to make Blitz viable again. And I know that sounds really strange, but he will be a little bit better than he was before. So we're really excited about that. So aside from these buffs to hitboxes that we're getting, the first big nerf that we are seeing to this patch is to Glaz, which I think a lot of players are happy about. He got really OP once they introduced his quote-unquote thermal sight, and he became this almost close quarters god. He was a monster. He is a monster. I mean, he can basically push down a hallway all by himself, very confidently. You know, as long as he's got those smokes. So essentially, what Ubisoft has done is they have reduced his gun's effectiveness in the sense of basically almost having the base damage at 0 meters. Before, there was a big drop-off once we got to 15 meters, or about 50 feet. It was almost halved. They've taken that damage at the 15-meter mark and just bumped it right up to 0. So before, he was doing about 160 damage from 0 meters to 5 meters. Now he's just doing 85 damage. So quite a big drop-off, but they do need to do something to kind of curb how powerful he is. I mean, if he's able, as one operator, to push down a hallway and be very, very effective, there is some problems there. So one of the other things that they've done is they have recalibrated his centering time. So what that means is every time that you shoot, the recoil on your gun takes a large jump or a shift. Usually it's to the upper right with Glaz's gun. So then it takes about half a second to get back to the center of your screen before you take another accurate, clear shot. What they've done is they've increased this time to make it take a little bit longer. That way you can't just be chaining shots back to back to back to back. Boom, 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 boom. Now you have to make it a little bit more methodical. Boom, boom. And now you can take your shots, you know. So it's just a little bit more of a strategy that you'll have to incorporate with Glaz. It's going to take a little bit more skill, which I think is something that is desperately needed you can't just paint a target yellow and say, hey, he's fixed. You know, a little too powerful. So another thing to help kind of curb the problem is that Ash and Thermite smoke grenades are being swapped with Fuse and Jackal's stun grenades. Now, I know quite a bit of pro players that are saying Ash will be very OP with stun grenades. We are talking about the one person, the Ash main, who's just going to lob all 3 of those stun grenades into a room, hopefully flashing everybody in the process and then just run in and wipe you. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this meta plays out. Some people are really excited that smokes are getting taken away from people. You know, it will then change. Well, if we want to go with a smoke run, we'll need to use Fuse or Jackal instead of Ash and Thermite, which were kind of your standard meta picks. So it's kind of good to shake things up to see if we can change the meta up, and I'm really happy that Ubisoft is trying to do that. So another thing that I'm really happy that Ubisoft is fixing is going to be some spawn killing locations. Now, these weren't your normal spawn killing locations where people are going to be peeking out of windows waiting for you to run out from cover. These were the spawn killing locations where once you spawned in, they could see your head right away and pop, you were dead. So the 3 maps where we're going to be seeing some changes are Chalet, Canal, and Consulate. The place where we're going to be seeing these changes are the campfire spawn. You could get peeked from the master bedroom. On Canal, you could get peeked on construction from the control room window, which is now boarded up. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this one. I think they could have gone about different ways to kind of fix this one instead of just boarding up this window, because now it's going to allow defenders, attackers. It's going to be allowing attackers to just kind of sit on that server window with Blackbeard, with Fuse, and kind of do what they want. It's really going to change up how that map is played. You're going to see more runouts from the bottom, from garage, jumping out from kitchen or map room. So just expect a little bit more aggressive play from defenders on that site now. And then the last one we're going to be seeing is Consulate, where defenders could jump out of the Visa window and shoot defenders in spawn. Now, I know I said most of these were kind of you just spawn, you die. This was also one of those things where once they jumped out the window and looked to their right, they could just see you, and it was very, very hard for you to see them. So these are great changes. I'm happy that they're making them. Still undecided on Canal. I wish that they didn't just board off this window. I would have liked to see something happen in the field, maybe a billboard, maybe something hanging from the crane that's a little bit bigger so we can block these sight lines so you don't have to have an insta spawn and die. Either way, good on Ubisoft for trying to kind of keep up with the meta and fix these problems. Now, something new that Ubisoft is incorporating in the post-match and pre-squad area of the game. So once a match has completed, before, you know, you'd kind of wait for the countdown. If you're with your party, you would wait until you kind of got into the searching for next game screen, and then from there you could back out. You would then pick up your 5th person, your 4th person, whatever it may be. If somebody dropped, you had to re-pick them up. So now you have the option, or you will have the option, to select stay as a team. Some other games already do this. We're happy to see this here. So you can select stay as a team. You can stay with your random people if you want. It will then just start searching for your next game already. Or you can then back out into the main screen. This is huge. Before, you know, I don't know, just it seems so inconvenient to have to wait until you got into the next loading screen before you could back out and then kind of do all your stuff before it would break your party up. You would have to then remake your party, just a huge headache. This should make things a lot easier. So happy that this is being implemented this patch. Just another one of those things to go along with one-step matchmaking to make the party experience that much more smooth. So that pretty much wraps up all of the major patch notes from 2.2.1. Now, there are lots of map changes. They're really small, though. Anything from a broom or a glow stick being able to stop the diffuser from going down, or the on-screen prompt that tells you can go through a window. It's really just kind of small little bug updates that they are fixing. The one that I think is worth mentioning, though, is that Geisha Room on Skyscraper will have a destructible floor again. No word, though, on whether barbed wire will be able to be placed in there, or if that's something we will see in 2.2.2 with the Alpha Pack update. Either way, if you guys want to check it out, make sure to go to rainbow6.ubisoft.com to read the full patch notes and really get a better idea of what they were doing. Alright, I'd like to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me. If you did like it, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe, as I put out content almost daily for you guys. And I really do appreciate all the love and support. We recently got to 13,000 subs, and it just feels so good. Let's see how fast we can get to 14. Either way, guys, you have a great rest of your day. And until next time, I'll see you later.